Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today we're going to do a little bit of a chat through a new video release, or new article, released by Games Workshop on Warhammer Community, talking about the brand new paladins that are coming inside the Dominion box set. This is of course the Stormcast Eternals Annihilators, the giant just completely clad in armor monstrosities with those giant shields and the wicked looking hammers. We've got a bunch of rules for those particular models, and so we're going to have a chat about them, what we think they mean for Stormcast, and maybe some other paladins and how we think all that's going to go. So let's just get looking straight into the article. So for starters, we get a look, we get, the new edition launching very soon. They tell us all that we already know. And you can just sort of get told that these brand new Annihilators are the new sort of paladin that we're getting. They look absolutely amazing and just massive and so indomitable on the field. I mean, the hammers look really cool. The shields are great. I love the face on that leader. He just looks amazing. These are going to be so much fun to paint. I can't wait to get these painted up for my Stormcast Eternals. So you might remember they talk about how they've described Thunderstrike armor as slender and as ergonomic. The bulky plate of these Annihilators is the exception that proves to that rule, and they're still saviors thanks to heavy layers of these massive shields. So we get a look at their stat block to start with. So the move 4, this is generic through a lot of paladins. All the retributors and that are all. I believe it's only evocators that are more. Are they? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure evocators are 5. But either way, 3 wounds, which is synonymous with paladins, and 2+ save. Now, I want to talk about the 2+ save here, because normally when we see shields added to a model in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, that's the equivalent of +1 save. So that would mean these guys would have a 3+ save without their shields, right? So does this mean potentially for other paladins that are paladins moving up to a 3+ save? I really have thought they always should be. Maybe not evocators. Evocators look like they're 4+ save, and the liberators is pretty normal, but even then, should liberators have a 3+ save with how much armor they have? Whatever. But could we see things like Retributors, Decimators, and Protectors on a 3+ save, maybe, with how we're getting a 2+ save with a shielded paladin unit? Or is it in fact that their style of armor is a 3+ normally, and the shield makes them 2+? But it's an interesting thing, and I'd be really interested, and I think really excited if the other paladins went up to a 3+ save. Bravery 7's nice. I mean, that's pretty standard sort of Stormcast save now, bravery now, which is cool. And we're going to look at their Meteoric Hammer. So 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, run 1, damage 2. This is pretty much the exact same profile as a Retributor here. 1-inch range. They got a 2+ save and 2 wounds each, as we sort of mentioned. And they get an extra attack from their champion, like all Stormcast Eternal champions do. So they're pretty solid. But where do they fit in Paladins? If they're not doing mortal wounds on the 6s, they're less than Retributors, and they're not got as many attacks as, say, the Evocators or the magical abilities and stuff like that. So they're looking at the moment less. But let's get looking at their abilities, because they do have a few, which I think separates them, gives them a very defined and distinct role alongside other paladins. So Blazing Impact is a rule we get to look at first. And so after this unit is set up on the battlefield, you roll a dice for each enemy unit within 10 inch, and on a 3+, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So this is cool. Now, Stormcast Eternal favourite trick is to drop out of the sky during battle to take an objective and hold the enemy backline. Annihilators' special rules make them particularly devastating in this case, especially if they make a successful charge. So the way they make this sound is this Blazing Impact is a generic rule for, not a generic rule, a rule specifically only for the Annihilators, because then it goes on to, in addition, you can reroll charge rolls for units that were set up. So that's cool, rerollable charge coming from Deep Strike, that's really nice. Maybe there's some ways to get bonuses to charge. Of course, you could use Chronomatic Cogs already that we know about, but maybe there's some ways inside a new Stormcast Eternal battle tome that we're not relevant on. Obviously, we've got Gavriel Surehard as well. Could be really cool with these as potential. Mortal Wound Bypass. So it talks about mortal wounds a little bit on how they work, and they bypass armor saves, etc. So after this unit makes a charge roll, you pick one enemy unit within an inch of this unit and roll a number of dice equal to the unmodified charge roll for that charge move. So this does mean that the number of dice you're rolling isn't equal to any bonuses, it's equal to the dice. So if you are using Gavriel, you're not going to be able to stack it and get extra mortal wounds out of Gavriel's ability or Krogs, etc. You subtract 1 from this roll as it only has 2 models, and subtract 2 from the roll if it only has 1 model. This here as well really does state for me that these are 3 model units. I don't think there's going to be an odd sized unit in this box set. I think we are getting 3 mortal units with these by how this sort of rule is just worded. And for each 4+, the enemy suffers 1 mortal wound. So they do mortal wounds on the charge, and then they're very defensive. And that pretty much is what we got shown in the article. So for me, what this sort of shows me is with these particular models, they actually have a different purpose. When Evocators came out, they sort of replaced Retributors. I mean, Decimators and Protectors had their own unique roles and were sort of specialist-style Paladins, but the Retributors almost got completely replaced and one-upped by Evocators, I thought Evocators just did what Retributors did, but better. So, for this though, what's cool is that they have a very different role. Their role isn't to go in and deal damage. Their role is to go in, probably hit a screen, hopefully tie up a unit behind the screen, and just sit. So they're going to try and hold objectives and just grind out objectives, rather than being like Evocators or Retributors or Decimators, and Protectors are probably as well, being a lot more offensive. This is a very defensive style of Paladin. And by defensive, I mean, yeah, they are going to charge and they're going to deep strike and charge, and that's a pretty offensive maneuver. But sometimes attack is the best form of defense. And so what they're going to do is they're going to deep strike, charge, hit into your opponent's unit and grind their way to get that objective win, or pin some of your opponent's units in place in the backfield, meanwhile the rest of your force can move up. So I do think they have a really interesting sort of role to play here with Annihilators, and I really like that they've not cut the lunch, you could say, of any other sort of Paladin unit that we have access to in the Stormcast Eternals. They are giving us a different way to play, and it's cool. I like this. I like that they've managed to give us a unit that is different and not just replacing something old, and this gives me hope to see a lot of the rules for a lot of the other Stormcast Eternal units from this brand new release inside Dominion and with Age of Sigmar 3. But I'd love to know your thoughts on what you thought of all the stuff. What do you think of these new Annihilators? Are they something you're going to look at? I mean, the models are just amazing, don't they? They really do remind me of like those first edition Terminators. I'd love to know everyone's thoughts about these and in general the new Stormcast, so let us know in the comments below, please. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, while you're at it, why not come chat more with us on Discord? We've got a link in the description of the video below to our Discord server. You can come chat with me and other members of our fine little community here at Cinderfall Gaming. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel in various different ways. First of all, to our Patreon members, Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dyna226. Thank you to, as well, our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Fire Titan, Steve T, The Real Zeot, Chris Wallace, Turiot12, Vinny, and Loch Lorick. And a special thanks to our artist who does all the channel art for us, Lady Witchfox Art, thank you very much. And to our Discord moderator, Xmorphic, you do a fantastic job on Discord for us as well. Thank you all, everyone, for watching. If you'd like to help support on Patreon or YouTube member, or help support the channel in another way, you can do so by following one of the links in the description of the video to Patreon or YouTube members, or go buy some Cinderfall Gaming merch from our Teespring store, also linked in the video's description. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.